was one of the topics, and I suggested another topic. I don't know if you got that topic. Okay. I don't see any students, but if I can see some student would be nice. Then I can talk to all of you. Thank you, Setul. Tarushi. I know Tarushi. Okay. Bhante Piyananda gave me a topic, how to be happy. And then I suggested how to pick your friend, how to pick your partner, how to pick your spouse. Which one? Which one do you think is good? How to be happy is easier. Huh? I have some problem with this. No new notification. Okay, thank you. Bhante Piyananda, where are you? Okay, all the children are gone by now. Okay, Devdunu, give me a topic. Which topic do you like?
I think any topic's good for a discussion.
Huh?
Any topic is good.
Any topic is good. Okay. Now I can tell you a few things. Who are the happiest people among us? It doesn't have to be a Buddhist or Christian or Muslim, or that is not important. If you like a young student going to high school or junior high or whatever the high school, and if you think that you are so satisfied with what you have. For example, if you get certain gift, if you have certain house, if you have certain car, or if you don't have a car, either way, if you are happy, that means you are not looking for anything that you don't have. That means not that you are not looking for progress, but you are not seriously striving so hard to get some things that you don't have. In other words, I have a nice house already, I have good parents, I have my siblings, I have my good school, I have my good teachers, and I have my own comfortable clothing, and maybe little money I have. If you can think like that, from the Buddha's point of view, you are a happy person. That means you are not being unhappy for not having certain things. I don't have a car, I don't have a house, and I don't have good food. If that person is thinking like I don't have, that means this person is not very happy person. And he is constantly struggling to get something that he or she does not have. The happy person, if you want to make yourself happy, you should be contented. Santussakocha, santussako cha subarocha, appa kichocha sallau kauti. That is a Mangala Sutta Gata. So the santussako, santussa means happy person. Santussako means you are contented. If you are a contented person, happy person, that means you are not seeking this and that to gain. You don't need to gain anything. But if you have something, somebody give you something, you are happy. But that if you didn't get it, you are still happy. That is called santuttakocha. Santutti paramandanam. So contentment is the happiness. So happiness does not mean that you are jumping up and down and you are excited about this and that. That is not what you call happiness. Happiness is that contentment. You are so peaceful and you are not struggling to get something, gain something, make things better. You're not struggling. But that does not think that in Buddhism there is something called utthana. Utthana means effort. You want to put the effort. Utthanena appamada means diligent. Sanyamena, control, self-control. These things you have to have. Not that you are contented means you are not doing anything to improve yourself, right? But you don't do it so much desire to get better, but you do it because if I do this, I can get a better grade. So I study hard. Of course, last time I didn't get a good grade. It is not good. My parents are not happy. So I want to make myself better. So you try a little bit harder. So that is different from constantly seeking to get something. So if you're constantly seeking to get something, have something, be somebody, then that is a person who is very unhappy. Now, if you define happiness means excitement, that is different. But happiness means contentment, peace, and calmness, and cool. That is the part of happiness. So, you understand the meaning of the word happiness in Buddhism, no? Happiness is not going to the party and singing and eating with your friends and jumping up and down and dancing. That is not what we call happiness. That is excitement, sensual excitement or sensory excitement. So it is different. So if anyone is thinking that I have my parents, I have my good grades, I have this, I have that, so therefore why should I struggle to have more? That is a happy person. So the there are many people in the world who are not seeking anything. Like if a young student is still struggling to get into a better school, that is actually, that person is not a happy person, because they're still struggling. Young age, you are still struggling. But once you get older, you become settle down and settle down and settle down. And actually, that is a very happy person, because their children are educated, they themselves have educated and made enough money and bought homes and educated their own children, and now they are relaxing, and that is a real happy person. So if you are a young student looking for growth of your life, that means you are still working towards happiness. Am I making any sense to you? So you understand the difference between sometimes even the parents are not happy because their children didn't get to go to good school and something like that. They have everything, but they are not happy with this thing. So that is a sad situation. Those people are not happy people. But in your case, you are striving and striving and striving and climbing a little mountain, and you come to a plateau, and that time you are happy. But you are working towards happiness right now. Okay? So that does not mean that you are unhappy. You are still happy, but you are working harder to achieve something better for yourself. And this is called the thought that I have, thought that I have enough. Thought that I have enough can be attained by even younger person, but definitely some older person who work hard in the early stage of their lives, they are actually happiest type of people among us. But even if they are grown up and have everything, still they are looking for something more, then they are not happy people. So there are two different grown up people who have everything, but they are not happy with what they have. They are looking for something more. But the other person is not looking for something more. They are happy and contented and satisfied. So that is called the thought that I have. Then the second type of people who are happy is the people who are not in debt. Debt includes the financial debt. But more than that, debt includes you are in debt to your mom and dad. You are in debt to your people who help you and support you. People like friends. If you didn't repay their kindness, and you are still in debt because you received the kindness, but you didn't repay the kindness, that means you are still in debt for that family. So you worry about, he has done so many things for me, but I haven't not done anything for him yet, or him, her yet, or something like that. If you think like that, then that is unhappy, cause of unhappiness, because you are constantly, something is in your heart is missing, because I owe you, I owe these people. And that feeling is not a good feeling. If you have that feeling, you can overcome that feeling by repaying their kindness, If you borrow something from some money from someone, and until you pay it off, some kind of worry and is going through your heart because you didn't pay it back. If you borrow something from someone, borrow something from the bank, and you have no way to pay it, and then you are not paying it properly and paying back, so that is a cause of unhappiness. But if you never borrowed from government or on the bank or something, you are very lucky, because you don't have the financial debt which bothers you. And but if you are always nice to your parents and kind to your parent, and make them happy by being good person, you are actually repaying your parents, because your parents work so hard to bring you to this stage of your life, health-wise and education-wise. And you are where you are because of the effort of your parents. So then we are always in debt to our parents. But some kids who are not kind to their parents, not supporting their parents, are in debt to the parents. So if you have that thought, I am in debt, I didn't pay it off, I didn't repay my parents, I didn't repay my friend who helped me, I didn't do anything in return to help him back. Something like that, if you have in your mind, that means those things are bothering you. If anything is bothering you, that means you're not happy. So that is why paying off your debt in time make you a happy person, bring you happiness. But if you ignore paying your debt, even when you can, that is not a good thing, because you feel some guilt inside your heart, inside your mind. So that is not a good thing. So the happy people have no pain or no guilt inside your heart. So it is called, I am not in debt to anyone or any bank or any government. So if you can confidently think that way, because you have do whatever you had to do in return for their favors, then you are a happy person. You are experiencing happiness from that area. In other words, no guilt, no worries. By thinking that I have done my duties. I have done my duties to my parents. I have done my duties to my siblings. I have done my duties to the bank that I borrowed money. That means you paid it off. So if you have done it, then you are a happy person. So that make you a happy person, that happiness is coming from not in debt, not being in debt. Happiness is coming from not being in debt. So that's the second reason. First one is the thought that I have enough, as opposed to I don't have anything. That is a sad situation. Unhappy people constantly think that I don't have this, I don't have that. But this person is always thinking, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have enough. And therefore, I am very peaceful and joyful and contented and happy. So that is one thing. And the second thing, and the notion that I am not in debt to anyone or any company. But most young people are not able to have that happiness because you are still struggling. So I don't think that people who are struggling to move forward in their lives can have this second type of happiness completely. But you can increase the repaying of your debt. So that means your guilt is much less and your happiness is much more. If your guilt is less, happiness is more, peace of mind is more. Peace of happiness is another word for happiness from the Buddhist point of view. It's a peace of mind. You have the peace of mind. That means it's a happy person. Okay. And now the third thing, I have also I can enjoy what I have. If you can think that I can enjoy what I have, that is a great source of happiness. If you are sick and you cannot enjoy what you have, like your car, like your nice car, like your nice family, you cannot spend time with your family, you are at the hospital most of the time. That means you cannot enjoy what you have. You have a nice family. You have a husband, you have a wife, you have children, but you have no time to spend, no way to spend time with them. Maybe because he was sent abroad for a job or something, or he was sick or something, cannot enjoy. Or they constantly have conflict with the spouses and the children. So they have nice family, but they cannot enjoy, they cannot go on trips because they don't get along together. So that is a sad situation. So the happy people are the people not only they have, but they have the ability to enjoy what they have. And if you can think, I have enough and I have the ability to enjoy, I'm in the position to enjoy whatever I have. You are a rich person and you use your money, buy a nice house, buy a nice car, send your children to a good school, and things like that you can do, and you are happy. You are able to use your money for your favor, for your happiness. It's not that you cannot use your money to buy a car. Sometimes some people have money, but that is frozen by the government. Some person came to my temple about a month ago, and he said he has 600 million in the bank in China. But the Chinese government has frozen his money. And now he's here in California. And he was so sad for having so much amount of money, but he cannot use it. He cannot enjoy, he cannot buy anything. He is living in a small apartment in California, although he's a multi-millionaire. So, not that he has nothing, but he has something very valuable, but he cannot enjoy it because the government does not allow him to use his own money. It was frozen. So, for example, your family is very good at making very beautiful and very fancy dessert, but most of those desserts have sugar. Now you are diabetic, you cannot enjoy anything that your family prepare for you because you have this health problem. So that is also sad situation. So the happy people in the world are the people who not only have the feeling that I have, but also the feeling that I am in a position to enjoy what I have. So that's a very important situation, have and being able to enjoy what you have. Okay, so some people in the world are actually have everything, but still they are not happy. They're not happy because they cannot enjoy. There's many restrictions. There's a physical or emotional or mental or social restrictions, so they cannot enjoy what they have. That is a very sad situation. They are not happy at all. So that is a third condition. Not only that I have, I am in a situation to enjoy what I have. That is the third condition of being happy person. And the fourth condition is also very important. No? I am a person who has not done anything wrong to anyone. I have not done anything wrong to my parents, my family members, my neighbors, my classmates, my friends. I have already been honest and I have already been respectful. I have always been appreciating. Then I didn't do anything wrong to hurt their feelings or hurt them in general. If you can think about yourself like, I am a person who has never done anything wrong to my family or friends and other people, that's a great source of joy. If you have done something wrong to someone, but gossiping, but being jealous and acting with jealousy, so you don't want them to improve themselves and you block them from being successful. You try your best to hurt them and destroy their lives and destroy their position. Some people do that. And if you can think that I'm a person who has not done anything harmful intentionally to anyone, intentionally, that's very important. No? If you can think that I haven't done anything wrong to anyone in my life, that means your heart is so pure and you are having so much confidence about yourself and your behavior, and you know that you don't have the guilt of hurting somebody's family, ruining somebody's life. You don't have that guilt. If you don't have that guilt, that means you have very great joy in your heart to be able to think that I haven't done any harm to anyone. But most of us cannot think like that. We do harm other people. We do harm other beings because of one reason. What is that reason? That reason is that we are selfish. Because we are selfish, we are self-centered, we are thinking about ourselves only. we ignore the comfort and happiness of the other person. That means we easily do things that could hurt the other. That is one thing that ordinary people do because of self-centeredness or selfish behavior or selfish thinking. But if you don't think selfishly, you always be careful not to hurt the feeling of the other person. And as a result, in the end of the day, you can be very happy, meaning you become a happy person for not hurting anyone intentionally. The people who have done a lot of bad things for others have so much guilt, and if the guilt is in the heart, you cannot be a happy person. Happy and peaceful and contentment is the result of not having any guilt. If you have guilt, that means you are still taking the responsibility, carrying the burden of being responsible. So, happiness is coming from the peace of mind, is coming from the idea that you have that I have not done anything wrong to anyone. That's a great feeling. So some of us have it, some of us don't have it. If you don't have it, you have to make sure that you correct all your mistakes. And you go, if you have done something harmful to someone, you go meet your friend and tell the story what happened and tell them that you are very sad about it, sorry about it, and you ask that person's forgiveness, and then you let it go and you never think about it again, and the guilt is gone because you have request for the pardon from that person, forgiveness. So that is why that feeling that I haven't done anything wrong to anyone is a great feeling that makes you a happy person, peaceful person, contented person. Now, these are 4 things that make you a happy person and bring you happiness to your life. So first thing, try not to be sad about what you don't have. Try not to be complain about your parents for not giving you this, not giving you that. So if you try never to blame the parents for not providing this, not providing that, and if you are constantly seeking something better than what you have, that notion you have to get rid of. I don't have it, I don't receive it, I didn't receive it, other person has it, other person received it, I didn't receive it. That kind of thinking completely should be eliminated from your system. If you receive it, you're happy. If you don't receive it, you're not unhappy. You're still happy. So that is the idea. So it's called the notion that I have enough. If you think like that, you are a happy person. If you can think that I am not in debt to anyone, my parents or my family members, or my teachers, my classmates, my friends, I'm not in debt. I didn't borrow anything and If I borrowed something, I return promptly. Every time I have done that. If I borrowed a book from my friend, I returned it on time. So therefore, you don't have the guilt of not being able to pay it off. So the paying off is very important. And then most importantly, not borrowing is even better. But in this country, in the United States, like countries, borrowing is a qualification to borrow more, right? In that sense, you can borrow, but with having total confidence that you can pay it off in time. So I don't keep feeling guilty for years and years. No, I'll pay it off and I'm free. You know, if my friend do me a favor, I invited him to go to a restaurant with me and have a dinner, and so we enjoyed, and I paid for it, and now a favor to favor is done, and I'm free. Not that you let him go, not let him, not you forget him, the person, him or her who helped you, but you are actually free from being worried about not being able to pay. That is being worried about not being able to pay is the thing that make you unhappy, right? Okay, so that is the second thing. And then the third thing, you are able to enjoy what you have. A lot of people cannot do that. That means your karma is not good yet. But in the future lives, because you are going to be born again and again, in the future life, I'll be healthier. I'll be more moral. So I don't lose the ability to enjoy what I have. If you are put in jail by, you are a millionaire, you have millions of dollars in the bank, you have very nice, a whole bunch of cars in your garage, and you have a big mansion, but you have done some financial mishap, and then you arrested and go to jail for several years or several months or whatever, and sometimes for life. But what's the point of having so many fancy cars in your garage and having a nice house and nice family? No point, because you are in jail, you know, behind all the closed doors. Okay, that's the second thing. And then the third thing is that you are able to enjoy. And the fourth thing is that you haven't done anything wrong. So if you have done anything wrong, you try to fix yourself for the future. One thing that you can do is to confess. All monks, okay, now the 3 o'clock, huh? Are we getting close to complete the talk? Okay, so confess and let go. The monks meet every full moon day, and if they have done anything that they are not supposed to do, and when the monks feel guilty, if they are feeling guilty, their monk is not a happy person. But monk is always should be a happy person. So what they do is they get together and they confess to each other monks that I have done this mistake. I'm sorry about it. Then the other monks say, okay, I understand people make mistakes, but you try not to do it again and again. And then he says, I promise, I try my best not to do the same mistake again. And then after that confession, his heart feel free from guilt. Now you become back to a happy state of mind. So if you have done anything wrong, don't hide it. Meet someone that you respect, like a venerable monk, or your good teacher whom you trust. You can go to that person and confess. Why? You don't want to carry the guilt. If you carry the guilt, you are always unhappy for being able to carry a guilt. It's not happy. Inside you are burning. When you have a guilt, inside you are burning. If you're burning inside, you are not happy. You're not content. You are not peaceful. Okay. Now I give you some words if you have time. 2:58 is the time. Okay, I'm going to write something, okay? Are you getting these 3 lines? Okay, there are 4 things. Ati Sukha, Ati means I have. Bhoga Sukha means I can consume, I can enjoy what I have. Anana Sukha is not being in debt. Sukha means comfort, comfort that arises from not being in debt. Happiness that arises from not being in debt. Anavajya Sukha, Anavajya means no errors in my life. I have not done any errors, mistakes. Mistakes means harmful things that harm others. Huh? If you are driving, you hit another car or something, and that's a mistake. So that is that make you worry about being hit, or about hitting someone. So now Atti, A-T-T-H-I, Atti means I have. The comfort that arises from the notion that I have. Bhoga means I can consume, I can enjoy. Comfort that arises, happiness that arises from being able to enjoy what I have. Anana Sukha, happiness that arises from I am not in debt to anyone or any company. Anavajya Sukha, I have not done anything harmful to anyone. The comfort or happiness that arises from the thinking that I haven't done anything wrong. You understand that one now? So these are the 4 sources of happy people, but not all of you can be happy because you have done so many mistakes and you have not corrected them, and maybe you are not paid off all the debt, even for your parents, because they have done so many things for you, but you haven't done anything. But when in the future you become a very wealthy person, and then you can build nice homes for your parents, and instead of putting them in a conversion home, and you can build nice home for your parents and you yourself, or you find some other people to take care of your parents if you can. That is paying debt, but that is happening when you are much older. Until then, you have the feeling that I am still in debt to my parents. That notion is there, so you are not going to be happy. So that is actual truth. So all young people are not fully contented, according to my understanding, because they need time to do many things to be happy. And sorry that you are not in the mood to ask any questions, but now the time is over, 2:03. And if you have any questions, next time when I get together, or when next Sunday school, when you get together with any Bante, you ask the questions and you write down the questions, huh? And I'm sure you should have questions because you are smart kids. And things like, are you saying that I cannot be a happy person because I'm young? So that's a good question. So that's not what I'm saying, but technically that is the way it is going to be, because you didn't have enough time to come to this kind of thinking at this stage of life. But if you are mature child, you can achieve this happiness when you are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's no problem. Okay, so please write down all your questions and give it to Bhante Priyananda or the next person who teach your class, and wish you good health and see you again. And thank you for joining. Huh? Okay, bye. Jaya. Thank you, Sadhu Kela.